G'day everybody and welcome to Dog Shadow Gaming, the channel where we live to game and game to live. As always, I'm Belth and today we're looking at Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 Necrons campaign. I know you guys have been waiting for this. If you want to, check out my Tyranids campaign, that's always up as well. Alright, get some popcorn, get some drinks, let's get stuck in right after this. And we're back. Cool. Alright, let's get into it. So, let's read up about our Necrons. Stirring from their eon-long slumber, the undying Necrons come to claim anew the galaxy they once dominated. With their territories awash with warring primitives or assailed by the currents of the otherworldly warp, the legions of Neferu dynasty will have to prove their technological supremacy if they seek to establish their dominion once more. Cool, excellent. Alright. Necrons can use dolmen gates to swiftly move between distant locations. All dolmen gates are linked together as if they were connected by safe routes. So Necron fleets can move from any system with a dolmen gate to another one at the cost of one movement point. Alright, cool. So that's their campaign mechanic. We'll go up to just standard. Doesn't give any debuffs, doesn't give any buffs. This one gives buffs to you guys, and this one basically gives debuffs. And they're equal buff up and equal buff down, and this is just standard. So flat, as it was meant to be played. Cool, cool, cool. Mission type. Yeah, we'll stick with random. I like random. Let's play. Let's start the campaign. Now, as I said, I hope you've got your popcorn because we're about to go into an epic cinematic. All right, let's do it.
In the deepest eons of history, before mankind had even emerged from primordial ooze, the Necrontier dominated the galaxy. But unity receded, even as the bounds of their domain expanded. Fearing the collapse of their civilization, the leaders of the Necrontier assailed the Old Ones, seeking to wrest from them the secret of eternal life. The galaxy blazed with the fires of war. Too late, the Necrontier realized the impossibility of victory. Thus they embraced damnation. The Star Gods, the Katana, walked amongst them, offering prized immortality and long-sought victory. So ended the Necrontier of old. Betrayed by the ambition of Zarek, the Silent King, they were dragged in chains to the fires of biotransference, transmuted from fragile and radiation-cursed bodies to forms more suited for the ravages of war. Stripped of flesh, of mortality, even of their souls, the Necrontier passed from history. Only the Necrons remained. Now enslaved to the will of the Katana, the Necrons at last altered the course of the war. Cosmic battle lines buckled and at last broke beneath a tide of immortal fury. As the last of the Old Ones fell, Zarek led what remained of his people in revolt against their Katana masters. The Star Gods were overthrown, shattered into shards, and forced to serve those they had once ruled. But centuries of war had taken their toll on both the Necrons and the galaxy. To preserve what remained of their empire, the Necrons retreated to colossal stasis tombs, to sleep away millennia while their domain healed and their rivals passed into dust. Freed from the shackles of time, the passing millennia meant nothing to them. 60 million years have passed, and the ancient tombs are once more stirring to life. The Necrons, forgotten by all but the Eldari, are returning to claim what was theirs. They will abide no trespassers. With the awakening of their Therion, Kefrek the Unbroken, the Neferu dynasty arises once more. Undying legions stir in the forgotten dirt of 100 worlds. The reconquest of the galaxy has begun.
Oh, Markham, let the legions rise. Oh, Markham, unleash
Very, very cool intro. I love the cinematics in this game. They really dive you into the game. It's amazing. Really enjoy them. Let's see what we've got now.
The time has come for the might of the Necron to be felt once again, my son. Our ancient domain is infested with primitives. You are to scour them from my sight. As you command, so shall it be, Great One.
The Adeptus Mechanicus fleet is drawing close to the Northern Pole. They are close to discovering our tombs.
Are we detected?
No. Their sensors are focused on the surface.
Excellent. Engage silent running. Let them remain blind until it is too late.
Okay, so let's have a quick look at the abilities that they have. So the first one here is Disperse Lightning Arc. So as long as this stance is active, the lightning arc is divided into several rays that hit the enemy ships at a maximum distance of 9,000 units. The primary target suffers 100% damage, and the secondary target suffers 50% damage. So basically it turns your single arc damage and it splits it. So it'll hit one, but then it hits another. So it's really good if you're surrounded or you've got a lot of units, especially if it's a lot of little units, to use this ability. The next one is Reactive Hull Shift. So as long as this stance is active, hull cauterization effects are increased by 2. So you're gaining points. So hull cauterization, the ship repairs 1 hull point per second, though its maximum hull point decreases by 1 point per second. The maximum hull point value is reset to 100% after a battle. So this is part of the Necron thing. Part of their lore is that they don't really die easily. Like, you sort of kill them and they'll come back, they'll reanimate, and then you like kill them again. And then even then, you'll kill the body, but the soul or the program or whatever you like will be transported away. The next one here, we have Silent Running. So as long as this stance is active, the ship is stealthed and the ship is invisible to enemies. If it opens fire, it becomes detected for a short time and then becomes stealthed again. So this is a good one to have. This is one of the ones that you'll use for every single race, and every race has reload, right? As long as this stance is active, the following effects apply. Weapons and maneuvering skills reload speed plus 25%. Now this is important to note because the Necron's ability to warp jump, inertialess drive, allows the ship to teleport and reorient itself within a 9,000 unit radius around its current location. The ship is revealed to all enemies, so very important to notice. A lot of new players will warp jump straight away, which is revealing the ship immediately. Reload sense. So standard weapons rate of fire plus 40%. Combustion gauge, which is this one, is a plus 25%. All right. So maneuvering skills, which we don't have because that's for what's that, but combustion gauge. So really, really good to use this one, have it active. That the extra standard rate of fire plus 40% is very, very good. Doom Scythe transfer. So this ship deploys 1 Doom Scythe fighter squadron. The Doom Scythe fighter squadron, the squadron can be sent to enemies, ally ships, or to any point on the battlefield. While moving, it opens fire on enemy squadrons and torpedoes. Once on target, it patrols for 90 seconds, attacking first and foremost close enemy squadrons of torpedoes. This enemy ship, then enemy ships, causing damage to the hull and turrets, ignoring shields, hollow fields, and armor. If not fully destroyed, the squadron returns to its ship and the skill load is recovered. Aircraft per squadron 6, speed 6,000 units per second, dodge 70%, so very good. Toughness 2, hull damage 1 for every 3 seconds. So really good. Then we have scanning, which is marks enemy ships within 13,000 range, so it's basic scanning. Encouragement and regeneration provides replacement troops depending on the ship's tonnage, escort, blah, blah, blah. This skill can't be launched when the ship is in the no casualties troop stance. We have lightning strike, so the ship launches an assault action on the target, troop damage 3, critical damage 60, range 9,000 units. Morale damage, troops damage inflicted times 10. A ship protected by an active shield, except the Tyranid Spore Shield or Hollow Field, at its maximum power cannot be targeted with this skill. Performing this action on a disengaging ship cancels the warp jump. This skill can be used to recover control of an ally drifting hull. Cool. And then you've got boarding action. So the ship launches an assault action on the target. Troop damage 4, critical damage 60, range 4,500 units, angle 270. Performing this action on a disengaging ship cancels the warp jump. This skill can be used to recover control of an ally drifting hull, but not mutiny, so you've got to be careful of that one. Scarabs. Now this one is unique to them. Enemy ships within a 4,500 unit radius around the ship suffer 10 damage per second, ignoring armor. Ally Necron ships within the same radius regain 2 hull points per second. This effect lasts for 45 seconds. A ship can't be affected by more than one Scarab swarm at the same time. This is also a Necron specific skill, technical skill, mass recall. All ships of the leader's fleet are teleported within the ship's detection range. Their targeting and move orders are cancelled, and they are identified by all enemies. So that's really cool. So if you've got these guys, so you're sending them off on, say, silent running to cap points and things, you can then warp them back in once the battle engages. So this is a really, really unique and great skill to have. Very, 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 very tactical skill to have. All right, so we've got our Khans here, so let's have a quick look at this is the Time Walker. We have Necron propulsion, so inertia drive and burn retros maneuvers. Inertia drive allows the ship to teleport, so we know that. We got the teleport ability here. Reactive hull, after 60 seconds, all light critical effects the ship are cancelled, so that's really cool. Hull cauterization, so we've got that. The ship repairs 1 hull point per second, though its maximum hull value decreases by 1. Iron Will, the ship benefits a basic plus 50 bonus to bravery. Necron portals, the boarding action skill angles is widened to 270 degrees. So instead of just being like with the Space Marines and the Imperial, they're sort of just either side broadsides, you've got the whole front. So they're pretty good at boarding. A good troop efficiency. So I think only you've got poor, very poor, good, maybe very good or excellent or superior. Tyranids have superior, and I think Space Marines have superior as well. So just basically boarding action troop damage, depending on how big it is, how much troop damage it will do. Surgical strike, the ship has a 60% chance to deal additional troop damage, which amounts depends on its tonnage. So again, we've got the surgical strike here. Cool. Weapons, lightning arc batteries. So that left and right broadsides, you can see. And then you've got the Gauss particle whip turret, which has got that 270 degree. Okay, cool. Let's have a quick look here at these guys. So they've got just basically they're a front cone. Necron propulsion, they got the reactive hull, they got the hull cauterization, Iron Will, and their escort. Escort ships do not have access to assault skills. So and then we've got the second. This is a bigger kind of escort. Again, you got the 90-degree hull, and they can't do anything as far as assaults. So let's do as they've asked us to do, and we'll hit this up, and now we can get going.
Vessel has engaged stealth profile. We may proceed at your order.
All right. So Necron maneuvering, inertia drive, we've already looked at that. Mass recall, we've looked at that. Cool.
Moving.
Combination of the inertia drive and the mass recall makes the Necron's fleets remarkably mobile. Yep, cool. We know that.
Initializing motive power.
Okay, so we're gonna send out some fighters.
On the march.
We're gonna double click that alt so that we know where.
An asteroid of considerable mass is on a collision vector. If it strikes one of our vessels, the damage will be considerable.
Understood. Yes, my liege.
Are we gonna get out is the question. Yeah, we're gonna get out, it's fine. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna set up my 2 Necron vessels right here on the border. Now we can shoot out, they will ping us with their escorts.
We are under attack.
However,
Postulate theory. Necron ambush.
auto target there.
Confirmed.
We're gonna
Reinforcements dispatched.
pop up here,
Arrival imminent.
avoid this. Okay, because we've got multiple targets here, I'm going to swap to this versions field. And we're going to do that with all of our guys here. I could just... Okay, so now they all shoot from multiple angles. We're gonna focus on the 2 escorts here. Because once we've taken them down, we will be essentially hidden in here. He won't be able to shoot in, we'll be able to shoot out. We just need to get rid of these guys. So he has marked us. We will remain marked for a little bit. However, we are in stealth and we're in the field, so it won't last for too long. Okay.
Moving. Relocating.
And he can see us in here because he's gotten closer. So he's like, that's his detection ring, right? So he can see us here, but that's okay. We're going to swap up to reload. Get our reload speed up a lot faster, and we're going to get rid of those shields.
There will be no escape.
Going to hit up our swarm here. She'll just start healing our ship, and it'll take him out.
On the march.
We're gonna board him because his shields are down. I'm gonna throw out our escorts to have a little play with him as well. The other thing it's doing is it's reloading this combustion gauge, and with these asteroids coming down, we're gonna want to be ready to move if we have to. I'm gonna move this in a little bit closer, put him on auto. Got a crit there, which is good. He's going to try and ram us. We're going to circle around the back here.
As you command.
And we're going to do the same with this guy.
Engaging weaponry.
Okay, we've got a mutiny here, but we want to make sure that goes. So I'm going to close this range now to 4,500. Move them in a little bit closer. We're going to change everyone here to multiple streams because of all these extra bodies we have here now. Now everybody's getting hit. Everybody's set at that. Everybody's on auto gauge. Okay. See how we're hitting multiple targets now? These guys are spreading their beams, and his beam is doing extra damage. So let's send some stuff that way. Do multiple damage there. Send in borders. Watching for those rocks. Okay, so multiple beams attacking 2 targets. Multiple targets again. Okay, we can swap up back to this because we only have the one target now. Let's mark him. Keeping an eye on these. Now we've got our reload. Our firing rate is advanced by 40% there. We've slowed down the timer. Let's speed it up. Oh, see now. We've got... Managed to avoid all that. Okay, we've got a mutiny. Excellent. Okay.
Yes, my liege. Initialize molten power.
So the Necrons move rather slowly, and it's about using their abilities. They have a jump, but they don't have the warp or the fast turn. So you really got to be, I mean, a lot of their abilities are almost 360 or 270. So you've really got to be all over that. Using your Scarabs, which is a 360 ability, hitting up your lightning strikes and your boarding actions. It's really important. But there you go, you got it. We've just had our first battle for the Necrons, and it gives you a bit of an idea of what they're about and how they work. So pretty good. I quite enjoy playing them. They're just, from a multiplayer perspective, you end up getting the meme Khan, which, although to be fair, if you get a really good player playing the Khan, he can do a fair amount of damage. If you get...
I have vanquished the servants of the false machine. Great one. Excellent. You were ever the swiftest arrow in my quiver. You will have ample chance to prove it. The formless horror quickens, stirring its mortal servants to conquest. And the servants of the false machine will surely return once their comrade's fate is known. All shall fall before your splendor, as is only proper, so that you may prepare for the coming challenges. I will order new vassals awaken to serve beneath your yoke. You honor me, Great One. As I anticipated, the servants of the formless horror trespass my domain. They shall be punished, Great One. Indeed they shall. Go. Scatter them across the sea of stars. Show them that the Neferu command greater power than they can imagine. As you command, Great One.
Okay, the Awakening. Neferu Kefrek of the recently awoken Neferu... Pharaon Kefrek of the recently awoken Neferu dynasty has commanded his Nemesis, Amilcan, the Gatherer, to restore the supremacy of the dynasty over long-lost systems in the Sentinel worlds. The following systems must be under the player control at the same time. Setvan system in the Sentinel world sector, Hydra Cordatus system in the Sentinel world sector, and the Void world system in the Sentinel world sector. Cool. Asteroid Whirlwind. From now on, the giant asteroid event may take place during battles. All right. So as I said, it's all about knowing your 360 maneuvers, using that that jump ability as effectively as you can. So from here, looks like we've got our first little battle up here. Let's go say hello, shall we? All right, let's launch straight. Oh, hang on, we should have a look at this really quickly. So at the top here, you've got fleet value weighted by the fleet health, ships levels, and the remaining troops. Fleet health, fleet value, current ships of value, escort limits. So I can only have 2 of 2, so he's got 2. Here, this is the leader, Ammon Orp. His special abilities are Resurrection Orb and Canopic Probe, right? He has Phase Shifter. Damage caused by asteroid fields, minefields, and spore fields is nullified. applies to fleet ships, so that's cool. He's got the you can go through asteroids. Nightmare Shroud. While in the reload stance, the ship inflicts 3 moral loss per second to every enemy ship within identification range. Applies to the flagship, so it applies to this one. So reload stance again, really, really good. You know what I mean? Because you're doing more damage and you're decreasing the morale the whole time you're sitting in it. Very, very, very good. You can get new ships here. Up the top here we have our global income. So net turn of income minus 27, production 30, fleet upkeep 57. You've got battle plans here. Then you've got your point structure. So this is how many fleets available, 3 of 16. So the max will be 16. Fleet capacity, the points you can use per fleet is 400. Your leadership is 600. Ship tonnage available. So you can only use light cruisers at this point and escorts, and then we go up and up and up and up. After that, you have the 4 different trees, right? So the first tree is upgrade inertia compensators. Increases the rotation speed of the ship by 5% per second. Applies to all ships. This is pretty good because the Necrons turn very slowly, so that's actually not a bad one to get. Then it ups to 25, so the ship's speed is reduced by 25. Is reduced by 25% instead of 50% when the engine is critically damaged. That's cool. Motive baffles. Inertia drive maneuver cooldown is reduced by 10%. That's probably a good one. You got deck enigmatic command. Command and stance cooldowns are reduced by 10%. Applies to all ships. That's also very good for them. Tesseract crypt. Stances can be used even if the deck is destroyed. Helpful. Living metal structure. Escort ships points health is plus 25. Very good. Catalytic hull. Hull corrosion effects increases, so that's just more of that. Structural analysis. Increases lightning arc critical chance by 100% against enemy ships which have been marked using the scanner. Very, very good. Unstable pulse core. Damage inflicted by star pulse generators increased by 50%. And then we've got lightning strike range plus 4,500 units applies to ships with portals. So there you go. Those are your trees. I'll probably go with turning and maneuvering because it's one of their biggest weaknesses. So down here you have your urgency threat. So this is like, it increases the likelihood of them attacking you, basically. Up the top here, we've got our current mission. So our missions, this is our mission. You can go to fleets. So these are our 2 fleets. If I click on this, it now changes the fleets. This guy's got mass recall, and he was the one we were using. Nightmare Shroud, when reload stance, the ship inflicts morale damage. Arc propagator. Each particle whip spreads to the closest enemy target within 5. Particle whip can only spread once, and damage inflicted to the second target reduced by 50%. So that's cool. So these are your 2, right? FR2 obviously being our main dude. Then you've got cooperation, so you can add a co-op person here. Invite a friend to your, which is cool. That's a really cool mechanic. It's still fairly buggy from what I've been told. Up here we've got active fleets command capacity. We've got 2 out of 3, so we can actually recruit another fleet. And here we've got battle. So we're in here now. This is the system view. It shows you if you've got a minefield, a defense platform, a space station. Then it shows you ancient vantage, generates 5, 15 or 30 resources per turn, increases the troop generation of ally ships and connected systems by 001. Provides 200 resources when captured for the first time. So cool. So we're going to launch the battle now. We can launch it here, that's fine. And we're going to go and kill ourselves some Last of the Thousands. I'm not sure. I've never heard of that one. Last of the Thousands? Sorry, Lost and something. Okay. Cinematic time.
10,000 years have passed since the galaxy burned in the fires of the Horus heresy. 10 millennia since the greatest of the Emperor's Primarchs fell into the grasp of eternal damnation and tore the galaxy asunder. Horus Lupercal may be dead, his body ashes, and his memory the stuff of a cursed legend, but the wounds he wrought yet gape in the hide of an embattled Imperium. For the battle against chaos knows no end. Many of Horus' servants survived the civil wars, and they have not forgotten their defeat. When the War Master fell, they retreated to the Eye of Terror and waged battle anew. Greatest of these was Abaddon the Despoiler, Horus' greatest living heir. Abaddon took the title of War Master for his own, and embarked upon a long and bloody campaign to succeed where his fallen master had failed. 12 Black Crusades he launched against the Imperium of Man. 12 world-shattering campaigns to forever alter the balance of power. Now, as the millennium draws to a close, a vast armada of traitors slips its moorings as Abaddon launches his 13th and perhaps final strike. As the tide of chaos breaks against the Cadian Gate, the Imperium holds its breath. Faith alone cannot hold back these bleak waters. Only valor will serve.
All right, another fantastic cinematic there. That's the Chaos cinematic. So as you get introduced to each faction, you get their cinematic that sort of tells you about them and what they're about. I love the cinematics. Tindalis has done a fantastic job. They really have done a great job with the cinematics. They look amazing. The art direction I liked in the prologue a little bit because it was all sort of the painted versions, but these are still really, really good. All right, we're into our second battle for our first episode of our campaign. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please do, if you like Warhammer of any game. We don't just play Battlefleet Gothic, Total War, Mordheim, City of the Damned. We'll be playing the new Necromunda Underhive when it comes out. We'll be playing Chaos Bane. If it's Warhammer Fantasy or 40k, we play it. So do hit up that like button and hit the subscribe or little channel, and we need your support. Okay, so remember what I said about how we have our mass recall here, yeah? So this is a really odd map. It's all sort of in a circle around that way. Okay, that's cool. What we can do is send our escorts forward. Well, actually, we can send this guy forward and dump our escorts sort of behind us, getting points. And then as we get up there, we'll mass recall them all and do our damage. So first things first, I always hit the double tap Alt key, like I did in the first one, so that you know where these gas clouds and minefields basically exist. Now, one of these guys has this guy has the ability to go through the minefields. I don't think this guy does, which is a little bit misleading at the start. So let's start here, right? And we're gonna go silent running here. This is just a basic points cap. We'll take this guy and we'll pop him here. He's going to be number 3. Yep. So control. So hold control and press 1, and then set him out, just like any other strategy game that you've ever played ever. Hold control, then press 1, 2, 3, or 4 to set them into key bindings to get there quick. This is really important on the map because you can click around the map, right, to get around a bit quicker. However, if I want to know where this guy is, right, and I'm clicked on this guy, all I need to do now is double tap. So one tap will give me the order to him, and then I can place an order anywhere I like. If I double tap it, it'll warp me straight to him. This is really important for quick running through your map, yeah, getting here to here to here to here. In this game, things can happen really quickly, and if you're playing some of the weaker races, like the Dark Eldar, who I like to play, a split second is all it takes to lose your engines and be dead in the water. So being able to zip around the map is really important. So learning to use those keys, and I'm still not amazing at it, is pretty important. I can't really stress that enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretty much put this guy into, we'll quick shift him into 2. And we'll quick shift this guy into 4. And then with our other 2 guys here, we're going to put them into group 1, right? So we'll take all these for now, pop them here. We're all on silent running, and we're going to get going. And so we'll get going here. This guy will go here. And we're going to sit him on the edge here, ready to keep going, right? You're This guy is going to sit here on the outside. And this guy is going to sit here on the outside. Set him there. Again, we'll set him up there. Our two boys here are going to keep moving all the way up to here. Now, we're not going to warp jump because it's not going to give us that much of an advantage anyway, and it will immediately let everybody know where we are. We're our stealth right now. They cannot see us. They don't know where we are. Something to consider, though, if you're playing multiplayer is that as soon as you start capping a point, they might not be able to see you to target you, but they can tell that that's where you are. So it's very important if you're playing multiplayer or you're playing this. I mean, they know I'm here, right? They know I'm here because they can see the point getting capped. So
you have seized a strategic area.
Move you up here. Move you up there.
I am the dynasty's spear.
They're moving in.
I serve your glory.
Okay, so we've got the 2 points, and we got a pretty easy map because we got, if you have a look at a map, right, we got 2 points and they got 2 points. Yeah, but our 2 points are a little bit closer. The midpoint is where you're going to be having the battle. So whoever moves faster, so be aware of that if you're fighting, if you know you're fighting space elves, I should say, pointy ears, Eldar, whether it be Corsair, Azrani, or Dark Eldar, it's important to remember they're going to be a lot faster than you. So make sure you're setting your battle plan there as well. Normally you're looking for a triangle. They usually set up in triangles.
How may I serve?
Okay, so we're going to take this point and then we're going to go in together, which is good.
You have seized a strategic area.
Alright, so if we can... We've got our stances ready to go. We've just been marked, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to go straight into reload stance for everybody. That ups our damage significantly. We're going to focus on that. Never, like everybody goes, okay, go for the big ship, go for the big ship. This guy can keep pinging you, which means that they can target you more effectively. So always kill the escort. Don't ignore it. There's 2 reasons for this. That escort can run off and cap points while you're having a battle here. And later on, if you kill all the big guys, you go then hunt down the escorts. So you are better off in a lot of ways. We're going to try and get some... going to auto set the engagement, set it to 4,000. Going to hit up those bugs, which is a 360. It's going to do damage to him, and it's going to heal up my little escorts here. So the Resurrection Orb is 360. All right, all Necrons, lighter, heavy, casualty. So we've got nothing going on here yet, so let's not waste that. We don't need recall. Probe we don't really need. We've got our only guy here, to be honest. Set our probe up there. Running probes is something you should really be considering because there's a lot of, like we had stealth there, right? So there's a lot of factions that have stealth. Good use of probes can zone stealth players out. That probe is quite wide, right? 9,000 meters, right? Or 9,000, whatever it is. So setting that up around points, cap points, it can be really useful. And also setting it up in strategic points. So if you're playing a 2v2 or something like that, setting up multiple ones around your 3 triangle will mean you always have visual on them. So setting those out can really zone out. Like a good player knows how to zone out a stealth opponent. Whether you know you've got a stealth opponent coming or not is up to you. But you should consider a couple of things. Number 1, Space Marines can stealth. Their light cruisers can stealth. Dark Eldar can stealth. All of it can stealth. The Azrani can run silent. Most of their ships can and run stealth. Who else you got? The Corsair can do exactly the same. The Tyranids run stealth as well. So you've got over half the factions that can run stealth. Also, then you've got your all your escorts that can run stealth as well on almost every race. So it's something that you want to be aware of. Having countermeasures before you go in, or building your ships, whether you're playing campaign or multi, to be able to negate that stealth is extremely important. Now, so you don't ever want to just go all big ships just because. You want to have at least one escort with you if you can at all times. At least one. Okay, so we got this one. We need to take that. We can take that. And we're going to end the turn there. And that will put us... Yeah, if we end it real quick. Okay, excellent. So we can move straight into here now. And we can take this battle. So let's get into it. We've taken very little damage, so let's launch straight up. Let's get in there and give them a pounding. I do apologize, guys, if you're getting a little bit of bumping or like there's a slight hammer in the background. My next door neighbors are still building their gym next door. And so there's a little bit of pounding as they put in, I'm assuming, gym equipment. I've dealt with sort of 8 months worth of construction next door in the wall, but now they're doing a gym. So there you have it. We've got a new house building ourselves, so it won't be too much longer. It'll be built in about 9 months. Okay, so let's have a look at the map. This is a basic cruiser clash, so there's no points to capture. So again, I'm going to double hit that Alt key to make sure I know where all my tactical, maybe cloaked and hiding spots are. We don't need to send our guys out as such. We are fighting the Imperial, the Monkey as the
Inevitable.
we're gonna go running silent for now. So we're all running silent. We are all now cloaked, right? We won't show up. Like, see how this guy up here is. We can see that there's something coming. That's not happening to us. He cannot tell where we are. Now, there's a couple of options here. This guy is going to get to about here before we get a chance to get up in here. So there's a couple of things we could do. We could sit in here, right? Just inside. We've got a 9,000 radius for arc that we can shoot at. So we can sit and shoot out. Now, he will have escorts, but he has to get that escort close enough to ping us. Once he pings us, we'll show up on his sensors for a little bit. Giant asteroid coming in. 30 seconds. Really sure. There should be something on the map showing us where the asteroid's coming in. As long as the ship located at Gascade is stealth unless otherwise, yeah. Okay, so he's got a couple of ships there. Now, the escorts won't show up on that sort of range. They will now because they're not running silent, right? But escorts have a certain amount of, like, it takes a lot. You've got to be pretty close to capture them.
Inferior vessel sighted.
Okay, so we're attacking straight up now. We can change our stance, and we will to... How many ships has he got? He's got a heap, so we're going to change it to dispersion arc for all our guys. Something else too is, I didn't do it then, but you should generally prioritize the lead ship, right? As an attack. The reason for this is really simple. We're going to run the 4.5 on that. Now, if you take down the Admiral's ship here, you're going to drop their morale massively. Okay, we use this, give our guys a little bit of healing for a little bit, but basically we're just trying to attack this main ship. If we can drop him, we will massively be able to affect their morale. Roll that out here just he's going to slip out of our radar range, like that. So putting the probe over here will allow us to see inside the cloud.
I am the Dynasty's spear. I serve your
Okay, we're going to go
inferior vessels
like this.
sighted.
We're now away from this, and we're now shooting both vessels. Refocus on the lead ship.
Moving. What is your command?
Throw out some more of our fighters.
Inferior vessels sighted.
Okay.
Arrays
Override
of
this
floor
one.
one.
Cool, alright. We're going after this guy now.
Ready to serve.
We're gonna ping him.
Inferior vessels
So now we've
sighted.
seen him. We're gonna we're gonna go after those engines, slow him down.
How may I serve?
And we're gonna get that one there for him.
I serve your glory.
Okay, he's got no shields. So we're gonna use this to try and see if we can't rupture those engines even further with a crit.
Enemy vessels suffered critical damage.
Not quite, but his engines are damaged. You can't use them unless he uses a repair, which is cool. There's only one ship now, so we're better off using reload to get the extra damage, because we're not trying to shoot multiple ships. Use our scarabs here to try and heal up our little...
I am the Dynasty's spear.
do have this habit, the Necrons, of just bunching up a little bit. Especially when you sit them at 4-5 on the auto. They do tend to do that a little bit, so be aware of it. Excellent. So we're just munching him here. This will be the end of him. So there you have it. There's our third battle for our first episode of Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 Necron campaign. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. If you have, then please do hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out our channel. We're only a really little channel, guys, and it's a Warhammer, so we're not as mainstream as a Fortnite. So if you have enjoyed the content, if you've learned something, if you're enjoying it, and you're checking, then go and check out the rest of the channel. We've got a Tyranids one. I play Total War. I've got some stuff there for Mordheim to do the Damned if you're into it. I know it's a pretty old game now, a lot of people are, but I just love it. So check out the channel, hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, then hit the subscribe. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I will see you all on the next episode of Dog Shadow Gaming. Thanks very much. See you later, guys. Bye.